This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Season's greetings. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Topping the news tonight, they've made headlines here at home and abroad for their stellar performances. And now the Grand Bahama Youth Choir is making headlines again. This time they are at the center of controversy for doing what they do best. It is being described as an unfortunate situation against the future of this nation. The Grand Bahama Youth Choir, that has traveled the Bahamas and the world, wowing audiences, was allegedly kicked out of the Memories Resort on Christmas Eve, just after performing for the guests. ZNS News was told that shortly after the world-renowned choir got rave reviews from the tourists at Memories, a foreign manager walked up to the director of the choir, Kevin Tomlinson, and told him that while it was all very nice, he needed the choir to get off the premises immediately. The manager reportedly went further and told the young choir members to get out, leave now. Tomlinson reportedly told the foreign manager that the choir was invited by a Bahamian manager to perform at the resort, to which he allegedly replied, "The Bahamian manager does not run things around Memories," and he reportedly went on to say that the Bahamian manager would be dismissed. Members of the Grand Bahama Youth Choir were recently pinned by the Ministry of Tourism after they were recognized as tourism ambassadors. Word of the shocking incident on December 24th went viral on social media, and an appeal is being made for the matter to be investigated. A petition drive in the name of the petitionsite.com has been launched for the removal of the hotel executive at the center of the controversy. Meanwhile, we contacted the resort, however, no one was available for comment. The Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, has released a statement on the alleged incident at Memories Resort concerning the Grand Bahama Youth Choir. Minister Darville says he notes with interest and concern the article and comments that are making rounds on social media. He says an active investigation is currently being conducted into this matter. The Minister for Grand Bahama notes that the government of the Bahamas takes these allegations very seriously, and they are working assiduously to bring an immediate resolve to this most unfortunate situation. Minister Darville says while this active investigation is underway, they are asking for the general public's cooperation and assistance in allowing the process to take its course without any disruptions to the hotel's operations. In other news, the Ministry of Finance is pleased with VAT collections in the country. Value-added tax was implemented in January of this year, and officials say so far they are ahead of schedule. Kimberly Mullings reports.
After almost one full year of implementation, value-added tax appears to be exceeding expectations. Minister of State for Finance, the Honorable Michael Alquita, says more than $300 million was collected by way of value-added tax, and this figure is expected to rise considerably once holiday sales are taken into account. Alquita says he's impressed with the level of cooperation, noting that Bahamians have come to accept that it is a reform that had to be done. These funds, he assures, are being used for the overall good of the country.
The increased revenues are contributing to the reduction of the deficit. We've seen it come down significantly over the past 4 years. We expect it to continue to do so. And so it goes to support the expenditure of the government on things like education, healthcare, national security, debt servicing. And because we're increasing our revenues, the deficits are going, we're seeing us having to borrow less and less money. And hopefully if we continue on this trend, the economy begins to grow at a more healthy pace, then we'll begin to see the debt actually come down.
That was implemented in conjunction with a reduction in customs duties on some 150 items and total elimination on others. Despite this, Alquita says customs revenue is showing positive growth as well.
It might sound like a surprise because, okay, you're dropping the rate, but the fact of the matter is, because you have the VAT that requires reporting, then things like customs duty, business license, you see those improve because in order to be registered for VAT, you have to have your business license current and as well the reporting process. And because people need to get their credits back, they're more careful when it comes to submitting their customs returns. So we've seen them hold up and actually increase.
The Minister of State for Finance says the VAT rate will remain at 7.5%. However, he says there will be some tweaking when it comes to VAT administration.
Because it's new, now you're having experience with it, people in the various businesses are constantly telling us or offering to us ideas of how to make it easier to administer, and so we're looking at those. And to that extent, not tweaking in terms of the rate, but tweaking in terms of better administration, better accounting, making it easier for people to comply.
Minister Alquita says he has high hopes that the Bahamian economy will continue to grow in 2016. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Resorts World Bimini continues to be a major catalyst for economic growth on that northern island. The anchor property is said to be thriving and is also providing an economic lifeline for other properties like the Bimini Big Game Resort. Joan Davis-Roll explains.
The lure of Bimini's thriving tourism economy as the gateway to the world, impacting various aspects of that island destination. With the world-class Bimini Bay Resort, home to the new multi-million-dollar Hilton brand, a first-class casino and superior amenities, the island is once again poised for future expansion. The success of the premier resort World Bimini is also having a domino effect on other properties. This according to Bimini Big Game General Manager Steve Riley.
People always talk about the competition, and I don't see them as competition. In fact, I would like to have more successful properties on Bimini because it gives our guests places to go, things to do, and other, it's a different product. They have their clientele and we have ours, but a lot of people are looking for different things. So as they grow, especially people staying down there or coming over on the Bimini Fast Ferry, they still come here to eat, they still come to go scuba diving with us, and they see what we have to offer here. And then guests that are staying here, now they have a chance to go to a casino at night or go down to one of the events that they're hosting down there.
Talk about a tourist attraction. Riley says the resort boasts of one-of-a-kind adventure, shark feeding.
We love sharks, not to eat, but to see in the water. So Sharky's overlooks the marina.
Visitors Milady Usimi, Lily Medina, and Shante Simmons Farley say that adventure, along with the entire island of Bimini, has left them in awe.
I came to celebrate my birthday. Woo woo! Thank you.
And tell me, what do you like most about the Bimini Big Game Resort?
We just saw the feeding of the sharks. It was intense.
People are very friendly. It's a beautiful island, and yes, the sharks. I have to say that was the highlight of our trip so far. That was amazing, amazing. We just got here, but that was amazing. Yes, it was really good.
Ooh. What do you think about the sharks?
I thought the sharks were amazing. I loved it. I loved it.
What is your birthday wish at this time?
World peace.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Joan. Immigration officers taking a group of illegal migrants into custody over the Christmas holidays. Reports say officers responded to a tip and found 21 undocumented Haitian nationals in a two-bedroom apartment in Malibu Reef. The group included 15 adult females, 2 adult males, and 5 children who were not able to produce proof of their legal status and had no documentation. The group was apparently waiting to be smuggled by boat to the United States. They claimed that they had already paid unknown persons $3,000 each and were told every day that the following day would be the day that they would be transported to the United States. They were processed at the Immigration Department here in Freeport and transported to the detention center in New Providence to await repatriation. Meanwhile, a group of Cuban migrants intercepted at sea and brought to Grand Bahama for processing. Around 10 o'clock this morning, the 8 Cuban migrants were brought to Freeport on board the Defense Force vessel the Durwood Knolls and turned over to immigration officers at the Lucayan Harbor. The 5 males and 3 females were spotted by a U.S. Coast Guard aircraft last Tuesday on Anguilla Key in the Key Bank area and reported the sighting to the crew of the HMBS Durwood Knolls. The Cubans were reportedly headed to Florida on board a rustic vessel, which was destroyed by the U.S. Coast Guard. The migrants were transported to immigration headquarters and will be flown to New Providence tomorrow to await repatriation. Stay with us. There's more news after this.